Get everyone, my name is BH Dad and the Dell Precision 5560s has finally arrived. So we're going to do the unboxing and first impression of this Precision 5560. Now I have done review videos of the 5540 and 5550 in my previous years, and I'll put the link in the description below if you're actually interested in those reviews. And this is the 15-inch mobile workstation, and it's a little quite thin, so it shares the same chassis as the XPS 159510. So this is the 2021 model, and it houses the new 11th gen Tiger Lake H processor, and that's what I'm very interested. This is the very first Tiger Lake H processor to arrive in my hands, so I'm very excited to actually see the processor as well on this one here. Anyway, without further ado, before that, I will be creating a follow-up video of once I spend a bit of time with this computer, so I can actually do the proper review video of this computer. So this is just the first impression and just have a look. So I have looked at the spec sheets of this just to have a quick look, but I have actually not physically seen the pictures or actually physically seen it. So this is kind of like a mysterious box. Just what I see is what I'm going to comment on anyway. Anyway, without further ado, let's get to unboxing. I've got my good old trusty knife as always, and we're going to have to just do a slit here. So now, just to let you know, well, I'm just going to say this, I am a daily user of the Dell XPS 159500. The only difference between the 95, whoa, I nearly got my finger there, that was close. Normally I shouldn't be climbing towards myself from camera. Oh, I forgot the extra slit that we need to do from this side, because I'm running on Dell at the moment, so I need to do those extra ones. The difference between the XPS 15 and the Precision 55, well, this one 60, is pretty much just the fact that with the processor wise, you can configure it with the Xeon, the new Xeon 11th gen, and also instead of for the discrete graphics, instead of the GeForce, it is the Quadro, just for the professional work, of course, as well too. All right, let's get on with it. Sorry, it's just been a long day, but we'll get there. Okay, I don't think I've done the slits correctly, have I? No, I missed that slit. How bad is that? Let's just do that one more time. Ah, there it goes. Too busy talking, not enough concentration on the work itself. Okay, let's get this thing opened up. Ooh, this is going to be fun. Okay, all right, I'll put this on the side so you guys can have a look at what it is as I pull this thing out. Now, I do the Precision 5550 a lot at work, and this looks pretty much the same. That's you've got the first box which it comes in, which is all cardboard, and then you've got this nice little sweet box here. So I'm just gonna take this rip out, so I'm sorry about the noise. I'll try and edit that noise a little bit down for you guys here. So this is the new suite. Now I'm going to try and do a little bit of helper and bring another helper in just to put this in so you guys can see this a little bit better on this. And oh, there we go. And of course you've got nice precision there to just tell you you paid a bit of money for this thing. All right, we've got a nice little tab just to lift this thing out, and here is the computer. I'm not going to put it on the side, and I'll come back to this one later, because you guys know I love to see what is power adapters and all that stuff. So lift this side up, and that's just cardboard. Let's throw that away. And we've got the power cord here, so that's a 3-prong. And is there anything else in there? No, that's about it. And I can see on this side here, we've got dongle. So this is a USB Type-C dongle, and it goes to full-size HDMI port and a USB Type-A port as well. So it's nice that they include this. This was same form in the Dell Precision 5550. They included that as well, so it doesn't look like they've changed that at all. So I'm just going to leave that down here. And let's have a look on the other side here. And you've got a bit of documentation around here if you really wanted to read that. We're not going to read that, are we? Okay, let's have a look at the power adapter. All right, here, let's have a look at the power adapter. Looks very similar to the last year one. Now let's have a look at it. It's 130 watt power adapter, and it charges by the USB-C port, no different from previous year, which is the Precision 5550. So I'm just going to put it aside. I'll probably run that a little bit later, and that's pretty much about it. Last year I did comment that it does say down here they actually use more recycled plastic, especially from the ocean bound anyway. So 25% is ocean plastic, and then it's 100% recycled plastic anyway, just to let you know anyway. But it's a nice fancy box. I love this box, and it's magnetic here anyway, so you could actually use for other stuff as well to carry this if you don't really use the laptop. You know, I'll just chuck this to the side. awesome. Let's get on to the main event today. So I'm just going to have to quickly just take this open here. Right, there we go. Whew, and that's about it. Okay, here we go. Now, feels the exact same as the previous one, the 5550. It's aluminium feel. You got that nice premium aluminium feel and very nice brush aluminium all along the sides as well too. Beautiful all the way through. Yep, hasn't really you can still see the massive grill this time. And I'm just gonna later on, I'll bring in the XPS 15, the 9500, just so you can see a little bit later on. But just have a look at it. I don't think design wise hasn't really changed much. I can see that. But even on the bottom, we do have 4 speakers, grills there. That's nice to see. But let's have a look at the ports. All right, so looking on the right hand side of the computer, we've got Thunderbolt 4 port, because we are running the 11th gen Intel, so it's a Thunderbolt 4 port, so that's USB Type-C. And then we've got a full-size SD card reader. Yeah, I love that. That's good, great for content creators like myself. And then we've got the headphone jack. Good to see they've still kept the headphone jack. Along the back, there's nothing on their back. And on the left-hand side, we've got the security lock slot and 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, USB Type-C, of course. And so it looks like, and that's it. It looks like it's the same as last year in the Precision 55. So it looks like the ports still the same. That's good. I would still like to see HDMI port, but well, we've got a dongle. At least that's something anyway. All right, let's kind of bring this back around and swing this around. And let's open this up and let's see if the keyboards or is any. Actually, before I do that, let's do the one finger test, just so you guys have a look at the one finger test on the Hinge. And one fingers, yes, that is nice and smooth, and that's about it. So it goes up to what you would call 140 degrees. Would you say that's 140 degrees? And that's as far it will go. Okay, now from myself, and I definitely tell you that's smooth. That's very smooth, just like the previous model here. Now, as for the Hinge, as you can see, I have just got it open, so it doesn't really clamp very well straight away, but I'm just going to try and do that again. Now, that's the same as previous, same on the previous model. They haven't really changed the hinge system, so the hinge system's still the same. All right, anyway, let's bring this back, my helper in. All right, and let's kind of bring this so we can see this out. Okay, let's have a look at the keyboard. All right, so keyboard. Oh, okay. So keyboard feels a bit similar. I'm going to bring in the other one in very soon. Feels a bit similar. Feels a little bit more rounded than before for each individual key, and feels a little bit more spongy, like soft feel to it rather than the really hard tactile feel to it. May like it. I might like it. I normally like the mechanical, like really hard hit. It bounces back now, so this doesn't bounce as far back as before. And the trackpad's massive again, massive trackpad, and I have reserve rights. You'll see my Precision 5550. I did talk about how large this was, and they've kept it just as large. They did have a lot of trackpad issues in the XPS model. In the Precision model, I didn't find that much of an issue with the Precision 5550. So I guess they have just a better build grade in the 5550. Now it is hinged on the top and it's mechanical, so you can depress on the bottom here. And it's got a very glass smooth feel to it, so it hasn't really changed there as well too. And then on the palm rest, it is carbon fiber weave. You can see that, and you've got the big speakers on both sides. Now, I remember the XPS and the Precision, they have good speakers on them, and I'd expect this one to be the same. Now, as for, before I turn this on, I can definitely tell you that the webcam on top is a 720p webcam. I really did hope that Dell was going to put a 1080p webcam this year, because they did it for a lot of their latitude range, and I was really happy they brought in the 1080p option for the webcam. I was expecting the Precisions to actually have the 1080p webcam, but it's a 720p webcam. Please, Dell, let's upgrade the webcam. We are in 2021 and we're doing a little more content creation, and this is a content creation computer as well, so it'd be nice definitely to upgrade that webcam to a 1080p. And there is no privacy shutter, and that's pretty much it. It's now, as you can see, it's the display is a 16 by 10 aspect ratio, just like the previous before. Now I'm going to try and turn this on, and just turning it on, the power button is located on the very right of the keyboard. It is integrated with the keyboard array, and the fingerprint scanner is built into, integrated with the power button as well too. Now, I said something you've got to get used to, having the power button integrated into array, because a lot of people get used to pressing the delete key on the very right. You do need to make sure you just get used to not pressing the power key instead of putting the computer to sleep. So something there. Anyway, this is going to start set up. As you can see, it's got that nice infinity edge display, edge to edge, and it is gorgeous. It's absolutely great there to see here. Now, this one I've got is an i7, and I have it configured with the Quadro T1200.
And I'm here to help.
Yeah, we're just going to tell this one not to do that. Let's just tell it not to.
Have your PC ready.
Yeah, I'm just going to tell it to stop there anyway. Anyway, so I've got the new Quadro T1200 in there. The previous one was the T1000. They also have the T2000 in the previous model, which is the Precision 5550. Now with this one, it has the Quadro A2000. Now I didn't configure this one for the A2000 because I will be getting the 17-inch version of this, which is the Precision 5760 as well. Now I will have that one configured with the i9 and the A2000 in that, because I wanted to see how the thermal limits go between the i7 and the i9. People are going to be asking that question, so I actually thought about that, and so I configured the 17-inch with the i9. Now I did have quite a bit issues with thermal throttling in the Precision 5550, and I am hoping it's not in the 5560. So I am going to quickly set this computer up, and I'm going to run a quick benchmark on this because I really want to see the performance on this Tiger Lake H processor. Now we'll be also testing the thermals on the Precision 5560 because there was a lot of thermal throttling in the 5550. I had a lot of concern there, and I'm hoping this does a little bit better with the processor, and we'll have a check on that one there. Now, I've got the computer all set up, and while I was setting this computer up, I was just having a general look of the computer to see it compared with this Dell XPS 159500. And this is my daily driver, and really in truth, there has not been any changes at all. It looks pretty, and this Dell XPS 159500 shares the same pretty much everything as the Precision 5550. And I really just not found anything to change. So it looks like all they really did was update the processor and also the discrete graphics. And that's pretty much about it. Even the display is pretty much the same. As you can see from here, I'm just going to put them next to each other just so you can actually see them side by side. Although that I have to say there is one difference though from the XPS to the Precision. The actual metal, I'm just going to bring this up, is a little bit more space gray, what I would call more darker space gray, compared to much more lighter aluminium color. Is pretty much about it. But else, that's just a cosmetic thing. Everything else is pretty much the same. Even the exhaust system looks the exact same as well too. Now I'm hoping they actually did something with maybe update the BIOS and stuff like that, or just to help try and get the fan going to try and get the thermal alerts. Just doing a quick benchmark straight out of the box for the Dell Precision 5560, and just doing a comparison, just a bit of a taste of its new performance. Now we're interested in the new Tiger Lake H processor here. Unfortunately, last year when I had the Dell Precision 5550, I hadn't actually upgraded my pass mark to version 10, so that was running version 9. So I'm just going to show you the comparison of the two computers of the previous version. Now with the Dell Precision 5550, now that had an i7-10850H processor, whereas the Dell Precision 5560 has an i7-11850H processor. So it's pretty much the same. Now as for RAM wise, they're both 32 gig. As for the discrete graphics, they're both pretty much the Quadro T1000. Of course, the 5560 has a T1200, which is practically the same anyway. For all intents and purposes, we're not going to look at the 3D scores or the 2D scores. We're only going to be interested in the CPU scores. Now, as you can see, with the 5550, it scored about 16800, and the Precision 5560 now scores 21600. So that is about close to 29% much better speed. I also want to compare how does the new i7 Tiger Lake H processor compares to the Tiger Lake processor, as well as the Ryzen 9 with the 5000 mobile processor. Now, I'll just give you a bit of score. So I found the highest score I got for the computers that I tested with the Tiger Lake processor, and that is the MSI Prestige 14, which was reviewed in my channel, and that had an i7 1185G7 processor. And I also have the Asus Flow X13, and that had a Ryzen 9 5980HS processor. First off, let's compare the Tiger Lake versus Tiger Lake H processor. So we can see it's pretty much close to 80% quicker compared to the non-Tiger Lake processor. That's a huge difference there in performance there. Now, as comparing the Tiger Lake H processor with the new AMD Ryzen 9, it is pretty much on par, or even sometimes even I would say less than 1% difference in performance. That is really good. I am very impressed. I thought we would have no hope for Intel this year, but it looks like Intel may have a comeback with this new Tiger Lake H processor. And definitely tell me what you think about the Precision 5560. What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, again, I will be creating a follow-up video of once I spend a time with this computer with a review video of the Precision 5560. But I hope you find this video informative, or if you actually enjoyed it, or even to support my channel, do smack that like button for me. And if you haven't done already, subscribe to my channel by hitting the subscribe button on the screen. I do try to upload a new video every week, and of course they've got membership as well. There's a join button. I do try to help myself and give you guys a little bit of insight, extra information on what I get as well too. And as always, imperfections in life makes it beautiful and interesting. And I'll see you next video.